Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us today to learn more about the wide range of technology and data programs that we offer at McMaster Continuing Education. My name is Dave. I'm an information specialist here. So when you write in with questions, at any time, I'm probably the one answering, not myself or one of my colleagues at least. Before we get started today, I want to acknowledge and recognize that McMaster Continuing Education is located on the traditional territories of the Mississauga and Haudenosaunee nations and within the lands protected by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. These are the programs that we're going to cover in this presentation today: data analytics, data science, big data programming architecture, open source intelligence, full stack development, Microsoft Excel, analyzing, visualizing data. All of these are really cool programs, so I'm excited to chat to you folks about them today. Let's move on to talk about data analytics. So yeah, the way we're doing this is the first slide on each program is just going to talk a little bit about like, why would you want to do this? We're looking at career-wise. So here's just some basic information that we've gathered about working in data analytics. And as you can see, you gotta, your data Davids are making an average salary of $85,000 a year. Their top skills, I won't read them all out to you. You folks can read, but they're all there on the left-hand side. Those are, some of the top skills that are associated with, jobs in this field. And then with career opportunities, you can see you've got everything from data analytic, data and database analysts, statistical analysts, data quality managers, and business intelligence analysts and things of that nature. Obviously, this goes for all the programs that we're talking about today. The kind of work that you're going to be looking at is going to depend on other things as well, what other education you may have, what experience, and so on. So it's different for everybody, and it's hard to give like, oh, this is a guaranteed like career path, but and it's different per program as well. Some programs do have really close relationships with professional bodies and that do kind of help give you a more secure path into something specific, but that'll be anything like that will be mentioned where relevant. So okay, let's just move on and talk about our data analytics program itself. So as I was mentioning when we did the poll, there's kind of three different levels of data programs. So data analytics is kind of the intro level. So this is the one that you would take if you have no background whatsoever in this subject. There's two different program options. So you have we have the certificate in data analytics, which just involves completing 5 courses. And the courses are delivered in a mix of online and virtual classroom formats. I'll just give you a really quick aside about learning formats. So we have a format that's named just online, and that is one that is just a asynchronous format where you log in and the instructor has posted things and you take part in class discussions and you download and post things, and there's multimedia, and the instructor may or may not post up videos of themselves explaining things and stuff like that. There's an instructor on hand to help you, but you don't have to be there for specific class times. You just have to submit things by due dates or take part in discussions by due dates, etc. So that's what the online format is. And then there's also the virtual classroom format, which is a more traditional, like you show up at a certain time and you sit in a virtual lecture on Zoom and have somebody speak at you. So if you're into this, then virtual classroom is for you. And data analytics is those courses run in either virtual classroom or online format, and so some of them run in one and some of them run in the other. And I'm getting this discussion out of the way now just so that you understand what we mean when we say these words. Okay. So there's the certificate in data analytics, which will give you which you have to take 5 courses for, or you can get the certificate of professional learning, which is just a slightly shorter version at taking 3 courses. And you folks can see there, the kinds of things that you're learning in this program, which I'm sure you've had time to read by this point. So we're moving on to data science career outlook. I'm going to breeze through these pretty quickly because they are, pretty similar to each other, right? But you can, as you can see, great career prospects in this program. Average salary is a little higher. But it is the same, looking at, job titles and the basic skills, they're basically the same. Although you do start to get into the higher, I guess, like the more sophisticated you get in this field, the more you start getting into things like machine learning and automation. That's kind of the I guess, like where this goes if you're getting more to a higher level in your education in this field. So just going over the specifics of the data science program. Again, this is the intermediate level, right? These are delivered in a virtual classroom format exclusively. And you have to complete, to get the certificate, you're completing any 5 courses out of the ones that we offer. And then for the certificate of professional learning, you're completing any 3. And you'll see when you look at the program page, there's like a range of courses that you can choose those 5 or those 3, depending on what credential you're pursuing. I don't remember how many there are in total, but there might be like 6 or 7 data science courses in total, and you just choose the ones that you want. And yeah, and that's going to make up your credential. So yeah, this is for, learning how to translate business problems into analytical problems, proposing and refining analytical solutions to business problems, problem solving techniques and software tools to test analytical solutions, learning common industry software tools, how to identify, test, and evaluate model structures to solve a business problem. I definitely know what that means. No, I'm not a subject matter expert in any of these areas, but I'm sure some of you watching have kind of a better sense of some of this stuff. But yeah, so let's talk about big data programming and architecture. Again, this is the career outlook for this one. Your average big data Bianca is making 91,000 on average. Again, basically same top skills, with a few differences. And then you have career opportunities: big data architect, database developer, data engineer. Yeah, so kind of some like, bigger and more technical titles in that one. Again, great career prospects there, and certainly looking at that job outlook. You are overall pretty happy with your prospects if you take this program with lots of in-demand skills. So looking at the specifics of our program, again, we offer a 5-course certificate or 3-course certificate in certificate of professional learning. This one is looking at how to implement cloud computing concepts, how to build a variety of IT infrastructure on the cloud, proposing and refining analytical solutions to business problems, collecting, analyzing, interpreting, and sharing data, as well as identifying relationships in data, and working with open source and scalable database tools. Yeah, it's ideal for those preparing to pursue designations such as Certified Cloud Practitioner or Cloud Solutions Architect. Talk about open source intelligence. So yeah, OSI is a pretty interesting, field. Basically, for folks that don't know, this is basically how to gather information that is posted on the public, on the public web, but to do so in a really efficient way. So to basically like scrape data at a mass scale and and then put it together into helpful insights to, for research purposes, for you could use this as a reporter, like working in the news industry, that sort of thing. So it's kind of an interesting one. So you can see on the left side there, what this is something that I feel, the average salary, I'm not sure how accurate we can be with an average salary, because it's one of those things that like will typically be brought in as a skill for a different job that doesn't necessarily, have open source intelligence as one of its keywords. But nevertheless, that's sort of the approximation that we're able to get. You can see what the top skills are, top job titles, and it is kind of a, it is kind of a more rare field, but it's one of those things that's kind of growing, like, it's one of those things you're kind of trying to get on the ground floor of, and that we expect to see get utilized more, as time goes on, and as more employers and whatnot recognize the use of this. So so with this, you earn a certificate of completion in open source intelligence. It is through a mix of online self-study and virtual classroom formats. So online self-study is the only learning format we haven't discussed yet, and I'll just briefly explain that that's our third of three learning format that we offer, which is basically just very similar to the online format. It's asynchronous. It's basically do it independently, but it allows you more flexibility for time. So basically you can spread the course objectives out over several months, so longer than you would normally be able to. Or alternatively, you can speed through it really quickly and do it like in a very independent fashion. You don't necessarily have to like wait for 3 months into it or something for a class discussion to take place or something. You can just kind of like go through at a reasonably fast pace. Yeah, as I kind of alluded to earlier. Okay, sorry, let's just cover the courses quickly. So Tradecraft and Operations, Python for basic collection, that's your data gathering, Python for advanced collection, data mining, and analysis essentials. And yeah, you're going to learn how to utilize the latest technology and advanced research techniques, learn how to recognize cyber threats and safeguard your safety and privacy online, how to accurately assess the value and quality of online sources and data, design tools and processes to collect and manage data, and use various tools and methods to monitor online and social media resources in real time. Cool stuff. All right. Let's move on then to full stack development. So your average designer, Derek, makes around 63,000 a year. Of course, this, computer science jobs can vary pretty wildly. And you can see top skills are things like full stack development, UX and UI design, agile methodology, information architecture, user research, problem solving, innovation, lots of different programming languages, although those ones listed there will be covered in this program specifically. A little bit of Adobe Creative Suite as well. Yeah, you can see these are, any designers. These top posted job titles are, I guess, the most jobs are being sought in the UX field right now. UI, UX designers, developers, etc. But this program, the full program, covers standard front end and back end development as well, hence the name full stack. Okay. There's some interesting options for this one. So for this program, it consists of 3 front-end development courses, 3 back-end development courses, and 3 courses that are design-based UX UI. Okay, so what you can do is you can take one of those 3 sets of courses and just earn a certificate for that. I believe it's a certificate for that. And then or you can take all 9 and you can earn the full diploma, and then you would earn a diploma in full stack development. You can also earn for this program, and for this program, pretty much this program only, you can also earn the certificates and the diploma simultaneously. So there's a little bit of administrative, wrangling there, but you can do it. You can say, I want to, as soon as you've completed 3 courses, I want the certificate. And then you complete another 3, I want that certificate. And you can get all of those credentials if you want to. So you can potentially earn a total of 4 credentials out of this program, which is very unusual, but you can't do that with most programs that have a diploma and a certificate. But just to note, that's an interesting thing for this one, if that appeals to you. Sorry, I didn't quite mean to go forward yet. Yeah, so like I kind of said, you're looking at UX and design stuff, using Adobe Creative Suite and HTML, CSS to design programs, how to apply accessibility and WCAG guidelines, how to apply JavaScript coding frameworks, API software, and how it is applied to web design, how to work as a part of a design and development team. And yeah, you can see we've got a little quote there from a recent graduate who felt that the courses offered were invaluable and taught by the best of the best. And yeah, she feels that, completing courses with continuing education will put anybody at an advantage for obtaining and retaining a job. Thanks, Mariana. Yeah, that's great. So there you go. Yeah, and like we have up there, it's ideal for people who are looking to get into that field or advance their professional development. All right, let's move on then to Microsoft Excel. This is a neat little course. So the way this course works is, okay, well, yeah, so I'm just gonna, I think, yeah, I think maybe we talk a little bit more about this on the next slide, but I'm just going to tell you that the way this course works is that you can register for it basically anytime. There's some times when it's not available throughout the year, when we just have to sort of reset at end and start of terms. But for the most part, if you see this course available to register, you're going to be able to register for it. And the way it works is, you register for the course, then the following week, you'll get an email that gives you access to SimNet, which is the platform where all of the learning for this program takes place. And what this does is, so you don't have to have your own copy of Excel. SimNet gives you a simulation of Excel to use, and you can actually use this for life. You just get permanent access to this platform. And not only is it a platform that allows you to sort of simulate using Microsoft Excel, but it also tests your skill level in Excel to sort of help you figure out like what you know and what you don't know, and then it'll customize the learning to fill the gaps that you need. So whether you're a total beginner or whether you have like some intermediate knowledge, you can jump into this and it will sort of react accordingly, which is really neat. And you can see down there the list of some of the, you guys, I'm sure are familiar with that, all that Excel wizardry that you can learn. If those things, pivot tables, charts, DAX queries, KPIs, et cetera, Power Pivot, if these are all things that you have been thinking, I got to learn that stuff for work, this is the perfect course for that. So, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that once you get that email that gives you access to SimNet, that's when your 12 weeks start, and then you have 12 weeks from that day to complete the course content, which you can just do at your own pace. But you'll see when you look at this program on our website, you'll see start and end dates. And a lot of people ask like, well, it says it's ending in like a week. If I register today, am I still going to have my 12 weeks? The answer is yes. as long as you were able to, like at any time that you were able to register for the course, you will have 12 weeks to take it from that time. Okay. So this following slide, yeah, this talks about some career stuff, you know, around Excel. I'm sure everybody kind of knows the value of Excel skills in the workplace, but in case you don't, you know, job postings between February 2022 and 2023 saw a 13% increase in, you know, the need for Microsoft Excel skills. Yeah, so there you go. You know, not a hard sell there, I don't think. Excel pretty widely used. And yeah, there's on the left side there is a summary of the features that I was just talking about. Okay. All right, so well, so I think that's actually that's the last program that we're going to talk about in detail, but I just want to quickly review how to register. So you see, so there's our website, which, you know, most of you are probably familiar with, but you can see the screenshot there on the left side. In that screenshot, you see on the sort of the top left-ish corner where it says find programs and courses. You click on that drop down on our website and you'll find like the categories for our programs. You can just click through those and explore the options. Click on program tiles to see individual courses. In most cases, like, you are able to just outright register for courses like a la carte. You don't have to you know, commit to a program necessarily. Yeah, you can, but on the other hand, if you slowly complete some courses with us over time, you can eventually look at and go, whoa, I've actually almost completed enough courses for the diploma. I got 3 more courses to go. Maybe I'll finish that up. So we're very flexible with just kind of allowing you to approach it as you want to. I'm just trying to think if any, there are no programs we've discussed in this presentation that have an application process. We do have a few programs that do. But most of our programs are just open enrollment, so you can just you put that course in your, or put 1 or more courses in your shopping cart and check out, and that's it. That's all you need to do to register. We do have this registration criteria here. I just want to actually clarify what this says a little bit. This should really say Ontario Secondary School diploma or equivalent, or a mature student. So so you don't have to be you don't have to be considered a mature student, and you also don't have to have a high school diploma. You can be either one. So that basically covers just about everybody. And even if it doesn't cover you, we will consider exceptional cases to that, which is what that bullet is about. And then as far as English language proficiency, there is a page on McMaster's website, on McMaster University's website, that you can find that talks about, here is the English proficiency level that you should have if you're not really sure about your English skills. You're not sure what level of English skills you would need. For us, I mean, master programs, you need to, you know, you need to submit test results and stuff like that. For the vast majority of our programs, you do not need to submit anything to us to prove your English proficiency. We just recommend that if you're not sure about your English level, you should take a look at that page and make sure that you meet that skill level that is indicated there. And that's it. It's basically there for your reference, but we leave it up to you to make sure that you know, you're not taking something that is over your head language wise. Okay. So these are the other tech and data programs that we didn't get to in this presentation. Health analytics, privacy management, corporate training, learning continuum, and 55 plus just refers to a variety of short courses that we offer, that some of which are maybe tech oriented and many of which aren't, but nevertheless, that's in there as a possibility. And then we work with some external learning partners as well. So the Ed2Go and YouGot Class programs, which cover the subjects that you see listed there. So yeah, those are good options as well if the programs that we were talking about today don't necessarily cover the exact thing that you're looking for. And just so you know, our Tech and Data webinar series recordings are on YouTube. This one actually says spring 2023. I forgot to update it, but I'm pretty sure fall 2023 ones are up now as well. So you can go there to check out the webinars for these programs and other programs as well. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. We did have our instructors come on and do it in the spring. So those are some special ones. So yeah, check out the spring ones for sure, because we have some instructors talking in those ones. So oh yeah, we just wanted to add in we wanted to talk a little bit about micro credentials quickly as well. So micro credentials, we got a lot of questions about micro credentials, and I just want to quickly explain what these are. Micro credentials are not necessarily a separate credential in and of themselves. So basically we have a few programs that are like shorter programs, so they're typically like 1 or 3 courses long that give you some like a certificate of professional learning or a certificate of completion that and so that's the credential that you get, like that's the name of it. But the micro credential is the form in which is like the medium in which it's delivered. So micro credential is this blockchain digital item that gets sent to you, and basically that is the form that you have that credential in. So if you earned a certificate of completion, you would open up that micro credential and it'll say so and so, you know, your name earned this certificate of completion or whatever, and then it goes over some more so than a like a traditional credential that just has like, you know, your name and the date and that stuff on it. This actually covers gives like a summary of the skills that you learned in the program that you took. And then this is a digital thing that can go on your website and go on your LinkedIn, on your, you know, your virtual resume, like whatever, right? It's kind of this official, you know, tamper-proof badge. So that's kind of what the idea of it is. We are looking at getting also in the future, we may end up offering some micro credentials that don't really have a corresponding certificate, and it's like basically just confirmation that you took this course or this set of courses, and like here's the summary of the information you learned from them. And in that sense, it would kind of stand alone as its own thing. But I just wanted to explain that. And I'm sure as I've been talking about this, folks have had the ability, you know, the chance to sort of read what the benefits of this are, which is basically the benefits shared by the rest of our programs as well. So here's the list of programs that are delivered as a micro credential. Okay, so if you are interested in, like in this presentation, we covered open source intelligence. So that's that one is delivered as a micro credential if you go for that one. And then, you know, you can see this list of other programs here that is those are delivered as a micro credential as well. Oh, and I forgot the Excel course as well. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. I think that's covered. Oh yeah, I also want to talk really quickly about Ripen. So this is a new sort of partnership that we have. These are 2 to 8 week internships for students to build skills and get paid a little bit. And so yeah, you choose from remote projects in high paying industries. You can earn work experience and meet potential employers in Ontario, enhance your resume with newly acquired experience. So basically it's just these are just available for certain subjects. But if you're interested in that, there's a lot more to share about it. So just reach out to us on our form and ask questions about it, and we will send you more information if you are interested in that. Really appreciate everybody dropping by today. Thank you so much. And we'll wrap it up here, folks. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day, and reach out anytime with more questions. Okay, have a good one.